Hi and welcome to my review of the Suzuki Katana 600. This particular bike is a 2001 model. It has a lovely exhaust on it, as you can see, and it's got these really nice handlebars which I really like, very sporty. This is a sports touring bike, and one thing I do like about it is that it doesn't have that aggressive seating position that you do on most sports bikes. It's actually a very comfortable bike to ride. The seat itself, you can sit on that all day long and it's incredibly comfortable, very spacious and roomy. This is obviously a 600cc bike, and what I'd say is that it's not for somebody who hasn't ridden a bike before. It does have a lot of low to mid-range power, especially in second to third gear. And then moving on from fourth, fifth and sixth gear, it does have that mid to high range power that you need, especially on the highway. What I will say is that anybody that is starting off riding motorcycles, I would recommend starting off on either a 125 or 300cc bike, and then kind of progressing to something like this, which is something I would recommend for a lot of riders. If you're a newbie and you've never ridden before, well, this isn't the bike that you should be starting on, and I completely disagree with anybody else that says if you're a first time rider you can start on a 600cc. You need to make mistakes, you need to learn, and the best way you're going to do it is on a smaller engine. I would definitely not recommend doing this on a 600cc bike, especially something like this, where the speed on this you're looking at anything up to about 220 clicks, about 130 miles per hour. So it is a pretty quick bike. A couple of the positives and negative sides of this bike that I like is that it's a very sturdy bike, it's very comfortable, the fuel economy is very good as well. So I get about 50 to 52 miles to the gallon, which is not too bad at all. The other thing I like about this height, as I mentioned before, is the seat height. And the seating position. It's very comfortable, so you can ride all day. A couple of other things I don't like about this bike, I will just point that out to you. It is a big bike. For a 600cc bike, it is slightly bigger than let's say something like a Yamaha FZ6R, the CBR 600 or the Ninja. It is bigger than those. I would also say it's a lot heavier as well. This bike, when wet, is about 500 pounds, so that's quite heavy for a 600 bike. By no means it's one of the fastest, it's not. It's certainly not the slowest, but I would rank it as an average type of bike. Definitely something fantastic to learn on, and definitely recommend having a look at that. But the way I see it is, because it's so bulky and heavy, I do like the idea. My light just turned off. I do like the idea that when I'm on the highway, I'm not going to have any issues with wind coming from trucks, lorries and things like that. I am going to be fairly steady, especially when the wind's blowing as well. So definitely worthwhile taking. It's easy to corner as well. I would say the handling on this bike is fairly good. You feel very comfortable and sturdy, and that's what I like about it. You feel very secure. And being a little bit bigger, you are more noticeable as well on the streets here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn her on and start her up, so you can have a look and see and sound of how this baby looks. So as you can see, it turned off because I need to turn on the choke. So it's an old school bike and it's oil cooled, and you do need to have a choke on there to turn it on. Turn it down a bit. So I've set this to idle at around 1000 RPMs. That's kind of where I like it to be, and it's quite comfortable in that respect. A couple of the upgrades that I've done on this bike, and to kind of give it a little bit more up to date, I've put LED lights, clear white lights in the front and in the back as well. So it just gives you that little bit more, it's a little bit more brighter and a little bit more noticeable. Tail light is LED as well. So everything, just small little touches that I've done on this particular bike. One thing I do like on this bike is the actual exhaust. The exhaust sounds awesome, and I'll show you what it sounds. Well, I'll put it on here. The nice Yoshimura exhaust. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Let's take a listen to that for 1 second. Sounds absolutely gorgeous, if you ask me. The dash on this bike is very good, and what I like about the dash, I'm just going to turn this off here. So what I do like about the dash is the fact that you have a fuel indicator, and it does work. Most of the bikes that have fuel indicators do work. You've got your speedometer here, tachometer, and then you've got your revs here. So just to give you an idea on this bike, when I kicked it out from first gear into second, in first I was doing about 40 clicks, and then kicked into second I quickly hit it up to about 100 clicks, and then going from there just pushed it a little bit to about 120, but nothing too serious just yet. What I'm looking to do is do a ride out video shortly. Once I've done that, then what I'll do is I'll post it up, and then I would love to see or get your comments on this bike and get your thoughts on what you think. I really like it. I think it's a very good upgrade bike, especially when you're moving on from a smaller bike, which is what I've done, to a bigger bike. I've had this for about 6 months and I love riding it. But I would love to hear your thoughts and suggestions. You know, if you agree with me, you disagree with me, great, put your comments on there. I think this is a fantastic bike if you're upgrading from a 125 or a 300cc bike. I definitely think it's worthwhile looking at one of these. If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, click on don't like. And you know, leave me your opinions and thoughts. Thank you.